Stepping Stones is there to help. They offer so many programs for people, more programs that I know of, for sure. The people who work there are just great. They have a great sense of humor. They're willing to do whatever they need to do to help someone, long-term or short-term. It's a great place to go and volunteer. Everyone's there to help somebody else.
Stepping Stones provides pantry services to the food insecure and shelter services to the homeless. And we're the primary provider of those services throughout Menominee and Dunn County. We also provide a community connections program that connects volunteer services to people who need them most. Our community connections program provided volunteers services to the community. We had more than 200 volunteers chip in last year to help not only our programs but also those in need in Dunn County and Menominee. Our shelter service provided over 9,000 shelter nights last year throughout Menominee and Dunn County. Our pantry had an average of 1,600 household visits per month last year, and we had an average of 70 household signups during that same year. And those are new clients, so that's a lot of need in the community.
I first decided to volunteer at Stepping Stones. It seems like a long time ago now, but I had the opportunity to work with Heidi Hooten and several other community volunteers to get an emergency winter shelter started called Winter Haven, and it was that was one of the first things that I did with Stepping Stones, I think, in addition to serving on the board and helping with the garden tour.
My name is Heidi Hooten, and I'm the shelter manager for Stepping Stones. And we basically work with people who are without housing or in danger of losing their housing in Dunn County. We have 2 apartment-style shelters. One has 3 apartments in it, a 1, a 2, and a 3-bedroom. The other one has 2 apartments, a 1-bedroom and a 3-bedroom. We also have a motel voucher program. Voucher is kind of misleading because it's not really that we give you a voucher, but we got quite a bit of funding when the pandemic started to do hotel stays. And prior to that, we were running, we had converted one of the shelters into what we called Winter Haven, which was an overnight shelter for homeless adults.
Stepping Stones affected my life in a very positive way, and they were there, as I like to put it, as like right on time, because I did have a situation where I was homeless and I struggled with addiction. The homelessness situation was, I guess I would feel comfortable with saying it was traumatic. So I decided I was ready to get better, and I went into treatment.
There are so many people out there that are living from paycheck to paycheck, and it's always been a concern of mine about these fellow members of my community that are really hurting. So I've been very delighted to be able to have such a good organization as Stepping Stones, that I can contribute to and to help those people.
We provide food through our curbside food distribution 4 days a week, and we do 5 different pop-up pantries in our rural communities in Dunn County. We serve about, between the pop-up pantries and the curbside distribution, we serve about 500 unique families a month, and we see about an average of 1,000 visits each month.
For Community Connections program, we work to match volunteers with community members who may need some help with things to keep them stable in their home. Like if you're disabled, you're elderly, need some help in the home, we try to match people that way. And then for volunteer coordinating, all the different programs that we have require volunteers. There's only a small handful of staff that we use. So we have about 120 volunteers right now that do everything from food rescue to home deliveries to packing food in the warehouse.
If you're frustrated with the fact that our welfare system is the welfare of everyone, is not working that well sometimes, and you see that there is this wonderful organization that is filling in some gaps in the system in a very friendly, involved kind of way. If you would like to feel less frustrated and more satisfied, that's one way to take care of that.
By the time I was out of treatment, we made a tentative agreement that I would live in the basement apartment of the Winter Haven homeless shelter.
It actually helps very tremendously, because if I didn't come here, then I wouldn't be able to afford all the groceries that I need in my household.
I always tell people, because I'm not embarrassed about what happened to me, it gives me a chance to give testimony to help others. And so when I do talk about it, I always say, what better place, you know, to have some difficult times and start over than Menominee, Wisconsin. You know.
I would have a pretty tough time making ends meet, because this really helps me a lot with the groceries, and I have my grandkids a couple days a week, and you gotta feed them something, so that would be extra that I'd have to buy.
Stepping Stones seems to be really giving and caring. It's more of a personal experience. They helped me secure the beginning stages of my recovery and comeback.
The young kids, when they would come and we'd find out about a birthday, they'd have extra cakes in the freezer and a birthday bag with goodies in it for. And the little kids, they really enjoyed that. So, you know, they treat you really special here, you know.
Spread the word. Stepping Stones is there to help. The community is there to help. The staff is there to help. The volunteers are there to help. The community has been so great with the support through food and financial donations. And volunteering there has just made my life so much richer.